to you from my home, so welcome to Timpani Johnston household. And today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about how to hold a luxury designer or just a designer sale. So whether that would be just in your home or at a location, whether it's for charity or just for yourself to make a little bit of money, it's actually becoming really fashionable now to hold your own sale. Essentially, this video has come around because I've been asked by a big charity to help with a huge fashion sale that they're holding in London next year. And I just came up with a whole load of points, and I thought actually this could be really helpful for other people out there who will be holding charity events and such like. So sorry if it's probably not for just the average user, but it could be quite helpful if you are looking for specific information. So it will be quite a long YouTube video and it will be quite detailed, and if I don't cover some of the things that you're interested in, please do always comment below or give me an email. I'm Antonia, Antonia @timpanis.com, and I will be more than happy to help you. So first up to decide is whether if you're a charity you're going to rely on donations or whether you're actually going to offer to get some money back for people. So you're going to sell items for people. That means you will take, say, 50% and they will also get 50%. I would always recommend the selling option. I know that this might be more admin for you in the long run, but it will also mean I should think that you would make about 4 times the amount of money, simply because if someone is getting some money back for the item that they're giving you, they're likely to give you a better item. Let's take the creme de la creme of an example of the Chanel handbag. I know very few ladies who would be willing to donate a Chanel handbag to charity, but I know plenty that would be willing to sell them for charity. So they sell their Chanel handbag with me, they get 50% of the money, and they would do the same for the charity. So in fact, they're giving to the charity as well as getting something back for themselves. So with the charity donation versus selling, I would always recommend the latter. Next up, and a really big thing to consider unfortunately these days, is the authenticity of the items that you will be selling. I would always suggest selling luxury items because you are going to be making far more money doing them than, say, the odd Topshop piece. So that unfortunately does mean that you will run into fakes. Now you can cover yourself in various different ways. Always make sure you've got some terms and conditions set up so this person selling has to sign to say that the items are authentic and that they are also owned by themselves. If you are interested in this, I can send you some terms and conditions directly that I have for my shop. You must also ask to see receipts of the original purchase, and if the person fails to be able to provide that, for example, if they're a gift, you do hear that a lot, so be wary. It's not always a gift. There are various websites. One means that you can get the items authenticated, because not only is that important for your own peace of mind, but also for the buyer, because if someone's going to spend real money, say £500 to £1,000 on something, they want that assurance that it is a genuine piece. The next thing that you want to consider is the taking in and collection of all of your stock. Now this will take a lot more time than you realise. You need to spread the word, you need to not spread yourself too thinly, because it actually takes a lot of time to go around picking up items or even arranging for people to drop off items. And you want to make sure that you do this in an incredibly logical way. So set yourself up a database. I can give you some information on a really good database. If you want to drop me an email, Antonia@timpanis.com, I can send you the links, etc. And when someone brings an item to you, normally it will be one person bringing, say, 20 items, make sure that you label them immediately, because it will be fine for the first 4-5 drop-offs, but after that you need to make sure that you can say that item belongs to that person, because after the sale that person needs that item back. So label your items up and make sure that you've got incredibly good storage. You're looking after other people's clothes, and you need to make sure there's no damp, that they're not going to be creased, that they can all be hanging beautifully, preferably under plastic, because you know what moths are like, they'll get everywhere. And also you want to be considering your insurance levels. These items can really rack up in terms of their value, so do make sure that you're covered for wherever you're storing them. It might be easier, I've just got a few notes down there, it might be easier if you arrange 1 or 2 days a week where you can organise for people to drop items off. But I also think it's important to offer a collection service. You're going to get some people, a lot of people actually, who have really, really beautiful things, but they're incredibly short of time, and it's important to offer that service of a collection to go if you want the really best stock that is available. Now we've talked a little bit about stock, let's talk about the day itself and how you create a good buzz around it, because it's actually a lot harder than you would think to get people along to these sorts of events, because these days we're just being hounded by so many different wonderful opportunities to spend our time and spend our money. You have to be able to stand out from the crowd, and you do this by creating a buzz around the event. Like, why would someone choose to spend their time at your event and support your charity rather than going somewhere else? So for that you need your website set up, your Instagram, your Twitter, your YouTube, all sorts of different social media platforms where you can consistently, and that is the key, consistency, put photographs of the stock that you're receiving as you get it in. Create this buzz. Someone will see something that they want and they will come to your sale specifically for that one item. So it won't work just starting 1 week before. You need a 2-3 month build up of photos each day, popping into local businesses in the area, saying what you're doing, putting up signs, all the usual old school stuff, as well as reaching people online is really, really important. Just looking on here, I mean, for me, I personally with my shop find that that Twitter isn't necessarily great for me. I think that's probably my fault because I'm not great at it. But I have found that Facebook's been a really great platform, as well as Instagram. YouTube's also really sort of starting to take off, and Periscope I've found specifically helpful as well, because people can ask you questions straight away on the item that they can see on the screen. So yeah, make sure all of those platforms are set up, that they're all with the same username, so that it's really clear and easy for people to find you and get excited about your event. Some other elements that you might want to think about is offering people a glass of fizz as they come in. Now that's the age-old thing. I won't spend any more time on it. We all know why it happens. It just makes you a little bit more relaxed with the old purse strings. So we definitely want that. We might also want to consider an auction element to your charity do. That creates a bit of competition. If you've got some really standout pieces that you've managed to acquire, you could always hold that in the evening. So say you've managed, someone wants to sell an Hermes bag with you, or a collection of beautiful Hermes scarves, or just even, an incredible pair of Louboutin shoes. There might just be 3 or 4 items that you think, actually, wow, these could get some serious excitement going in the room and also earn you some serious money for your charity. And why not have a few pieces up for auction in the evening? You also unfortunately need to think about some practical things. So security, wherever there's beautiful things, there's going to be people with sticky fingers, so make sure you've got some people on security. Changing rooms, maybe have a policy with the number of items coming in and out, make sure you're counting them in and out. Your rails, where are you going to get those rails from? Can you hire them? Hangers, tags, tagging guns, all of that usual stuff. Mirrors are so important. People don't place enough importance on mirrors. You're not going to buy something if you can't see what you actually look like in it. So don't have a kind of tiny mirror propped up in the corner somewhere. You need a selection of really good mirrors. People can see front, back, and what else do you need? Let me have a little look. Oh, how are you going to take payment? There's all sorts of different options now. You've got PayPal, you've got Square Pay. If you've got a shop already like I do, you might be able to speak to them and they can lend you a credit card machine. You also might want to have up on the walls some sort of returns policy. So I'm assuming that you would have a no returns policy, but it just covers you in case someone has a problem with the item. So you just say all sales are final. If someone's there, it's not like they're buying online and you have to adhere to distance selling or anything like that. Most people would understand, but it just covers you. Along that lines, you also will want a complaints procedure, unfortunately. Just let's hope it doesn't happen because it is for charity, but it's just important to cover yourself. I think also something that you will want to consider is how you display your items. It can be really, really messy if you've got hundreds of individual pieces all kind of cluttered around. So I personally like to organise in colour and items. So you've got black shoes, red shoes, white shoes. Then you've got black skirts, red skirts, white skirts. And it keeps things organised and it looks beautiful when you come in. It might be arguably not the best shopping experience. A lot of people do prefer to shop by size. And I can totally understand that actually maybe for a shopping experience it is nicer to shop by size because it means you don't have to rifle through loads of different pieces before you find your size. But the emphasis on the luxury feel that something is given when it's presented perfectly might arguably outweigh that, because someone is likely to spend more if something feels more luxurious. I mean, look how far we go for great packaging. We love it, don't we? So I do think presentation is absolutely key if you're going to be getting the maximum you can out of your event. Finally, I think if you are holding a charity event, it's really lovely to put up just posters about what different people's money can buy. So if someone spent £50 on a bag, what will that actually translate into? I love seeing that anyway, you know. It really makes me think, wow, if £20 can provide someone with shelter for a night, then I'm really, like, I'm going to spend £100 because, like, 5 people, that's just 5 people I've helped. And I think it's really nice to add a tangible element. I'm sure I've got lots more on my list actually, but I feel that I've given quite a lot of information out, and I love doing things for charity. So if you are holding a charity event and you'd like to speak one-on-one, then do give me a call at the shop or drop me an email. It's Antonia, ANTONIA @timpanis.com, and I'll look forward to hearing from you. In the meantime, do check out our website, which is www.timpanis.com. And thanks so much for watching my video today. If you have any questions about anything to do with what I do, so whether it be holding a designer sale or how to start a dress agency, how to hold a pop-up shop, anything like that, then do drop me a line and I'll do you a little YouTube video, because I quite enjoy doing them and I hope that it helps you guys too. So have a lovely evening. It's turning to night here, and I'll catch up with you soon.